Hey guys, this is a new thing I'm going to be doing on the channel. Just some of my interests might randomly pop up, and one of those things is fountain pens. One of the weirdest things I came across was I was at Five Below and found out they have some fountain pens. This is a 2-pack for only $3.25, which is insane. Fountain pens are usually like $6 for one, and that's still extremely cheap. Usually a good fountain pen could be $15,000 to $15,000, but just 15 is some good entry-level pens, but even $30 is considered affordable. But I mean, $3.25 for two is pretty ridiculous. There was also one there, I think, for $5. I'll put a picture of that up. I didn't get that one. I got these because they look like a Lamy Safari, but they taper off towards the bottom, and they're slightly different. I just kind of liked the design, so I'm going to get the one that I inked up first, and then I'll ink up this one and show you guys the difference. Alright, so this is the one I inked up several weeks ago now because I got really sick a little bit ago and couldn't make this video because of that. But I believe the pocket clip is some kind of like rose or bronze colored, I don't know, probably steel clip that's coated in something. The aesthetic is very, I don't know, hipster female, but I just wanted to get these pens, really. It has this weird end. I don't quite know what's going on here. It even has the preview window, but as I said, I inked this up a couple weeks ago, and it's still writing. It did not dry out, which I'm impressed with. Now, something odd about these is one is just, standard nib. They're both fine. They sometimes write kind of like an extra fine, at least by European standards. This one's hooded, which might have something to do with it not drying out. I haven't seen too many hooded nibs, especially again for like, what would that be? Less than $2. So that's pretty incredible. I can only assume it uses standard international cartridges, but it is a pain in the butt to actually get this in here. It doesn't line up properly, so you kind of have to do it by eye. There's a lot of wiggle room. So that is definitely made extremely cheaply. Even this ring I don't think does anything. This also, the preview window doesn't always line up with the section of the pen. But again, it's an extremely cheap pen. Yeah, I'm never getting that back into alignment. Great. But I really want to take a look at these just because, like, anything that's getting new people into fountain pens is pretty impressive. Like, this is actually something just any average person would probably pick up. I mean, the price is cheaper than a Pilot G2. One of these bad boys that everyone's kind of come across and don't really know about. If you ever see a Pilot G2 in the wild, they're the ballpoint looking pens that are actually extremely smooth because they're actually a gel ball pen. But anywho, I'm going to show you some writing I did with this. This is on Clairefontaine paper, and it's actually not that bad. I thought it was $5, so that's what I called it. But I just forgot the price because I bought it at Five Below and assumed it was $5. It wrote really well. It kept up with the flow even when I was going really fast. However, it skipped there very momentarily. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Sorry, up here is a checklist for my ATV. Let's get the other one out and I'll do a writing sample with both of them. It's a very simple video, just kind of pointing out fountain pen stuff. But it comes with a pack of cartridges. It does not come with a converter because that would significantly increase the price. So these are the cartridges that come with it. Before this video is over, I'll go get a Starand International cartridge and see if it fits in here, because then you could probably get a Starand International converter and then continue to use this forever. So the nib is definitely styled after a Lamy. Extra fine, never mind, so they are extra fine. Yeah, that's, I mean, pretty similar, except for the taper. I don't feel like this is counterfeit or copying, because they are kind of unique with the design. Just a lot of bits, you could tell. They were like, that fountain pen's really popular, what if we take a lot of it? The caps are extremely hard to take on and off, but they haven't broken yet, so that's positive. And let's see if I can get this. So there's like a spike in there, and you just kind of line it up. However, as you can see, I can just kind of move this all around in there. Not sure if it's safe to do this blindly, because I don't want to break the peg. Okay, it appears I have gotten that on there. Took a lot of force, and it's not even sticking out evenly, but I think that did it. We'll let that sit off in the corner while I go back to the one I've already inked up. It's crazy how wet this pen writes for an extra fine. It even, like, some of the ink came off on the other page. I just now noticed this, I guess. Like, I even blew on it for a while, but I guess it still wasn't dry. Let's write a bit more and see if that happens again. It's a very wet writer, despite being the size it is. I am using Clairefontaine, but so it doesn't absorb as quickly, but I can't imagine. I guess I should try this on some cheaper paper. It'd probably just bleed right through it. Well, it's been a little while since I did that, and it's also impossible to write on the edge of a table like this. But there's my crappy ABCs there. I messed up Z, but anyways, it writes. As you can tell, it is very wet. So just see a couple strokes off to the side over here. Like, yeah, that it's a very wet writer. I don't know how it manages that. I hope, because I'm now looking back at my previous writing, how much thinner that looks. I really hope that the feed can keep up with this, or if it's going to dry out as you're writing really fast and then look more like this. Let's see how that goes. Not that bad, actually. Okay. It does sometimes feel like you're writing with a nail. It does feel a lot smoother than a lot of extra fine pens that I've used, and it is better than a Hero pen, which isn't saying much because they cost like $1. But, you know, as an alternative that you can buy locally in the United States, not that bad. Let's try out this pen, and I hope that it is functioning now. The pink and yellow one. Nope, it still needs... This one actually seems to be lined up for once. I wonder how long that will last. Answer, not very long. Okay, so the instructions claim you hold this upside down for 2 minutes. I've held it upside down for like 5 minutes. You shouldn't need to do that because fountain pens work through capillary action. I've been banging it also like this. Obviously, don't bang the tip into a piece of paper, but you know, I was shaking it, and hopefully we can get some ink out of this. Still nothing. Okay. I will report back if I ever get this working. Okay, well that was an endeavor. I took the ink cartridge out, which was a huge pain. Like it would not come out, and I had to pound it back in. Um, but after doing that, it finally writes. And this one feels oddly more toothy, and you would think it would be because the tines are out of alignment, which they might be slightly, but I don't think that's causing the toothiness. So the grinds are definitely very inconsistent. Yeah, the tines are definitely out of alignment, actually. Oof. Um, but the consistency of the writing seems about the same. I don't know why. Actually, writes kind of smoother upside down. I'm sure they're very inconsistent. I don't know why one is hooded and one isn't. I don't know why it failed to work the first time. I'm sure it's just because these are made extremely cheaply and maybe just, I don't know, the way the cartridge was sitting in there wasn't working properly, and then once I took it in and out, it works. But they do work. Barely, but they do work. And they look kind of cool. I'm really impressed with the two-tone colors. And the clip hasn't begun to rust after about a month or so, so they work. I can say that much. So if you pick them up, just, I guess, take into account what you're getting into. I am going to check real quick. I assume that has all dried by now, yes. I'm assuming this has it? Yes, it has. Okay, so just be kind of careful when closing your books. Make sure it's dried because, you know, fountain pens. And I'll let you know if it does work with the standard international cartridge, although I'm not sure if they'll last long enough to really be needing that many more cartridges. Like I said, they work, and you could theoretically keep using them. But anyways, I'll be making more fountain pen content. I typically upload it on my old channel, but now I have this to post more of my hobbyist stuff. I might post some drone stuff here. Still not completely sure which channel I'll upload that kind of stuff to. But for now, some fountain pen stuff might be coming out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. So I was gonna add this in as a caption, but it's too crazy not to mention that I just put on a standard international converter that came with a Jinhao, and it's actually, it not only does it fit, but the circumference of it actually fits the barrel, like the bit it goes into, so it doesn't wobble around everywhere. So these were definitely made for standard international cartridges, and the cartridges they provide you with just, they're not even standard, it seems like, because they don't fit properly. So you might actually do better off with a standard international converter. Just thought I'd leave that out there.